everybody. So today I just wanted to give you a little update on the Contentment series that I've started. I would recommend, if you haven't seen the first part, to go and check it out because it'll give you some background. But I'll give you a little nutshell. Basically, I realized that I am lacking contentment in my life, and it is something that I really want and I really want to understand. And so this is just kind of journaling my growth of not understanding it at all to hopefully being able to apply it to my life in a beneficial way. Alright, so here's October's update. So the goal for October was I just kind of wanted to see what God in the Bible really had to say about contentment, and then try to figure out how to apply it to my life. I know that's really vague, but like I said, I feel lost. I just feel lost in this subject. I feel lost about what to do, and it's hard. You know, it's hard because it's something I want, and it's something that I feel like I need, but I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how to get it. So I decided to really look to the Bible and really to see. So all I did was I just Googled basically Bible verses about contentment, and I really tried to pray about it, and I really tried to study these things. And I had one particular verse that really stood out to me. This was from Philippians. And basically the context was what made it so powerful to me and really had a meaning of a lot. So Paul, this is Philippians 4. And basically what was going on is Paul was writing to the Philippians, and he was telling them, like, hey, I know you're concerned about me. I appreciate your concern for me. But basically there's no reason. Paul was saying that he learned how to be content in every situation. And then he kind of goes on to describe some things, like he's been brought to the lowest of low to the highest of highs. And he says that he learned the secret to contentment. And then right after he basically says he learned about the secret to contentment, you have that famous verse that I think so many Christians or so many people who grew up studying or learning about the Bible know. It's Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that was really odd to me, because first of all, I grew up in a Christian environment my whole life, and I was like, how? I've heard that verse so many times. Mostly I associate it with like sports, you know. I feel like a lot of like things talking about the physical, like you know, when you're pushing yourself to do better. Like, I feel like all the sports teams, all the Christian sports teams always do like Philippians 4:13, and it's very much in that context that I've heard it before. But actually reading it from the Bible, it has to do with contentment, and that I know I read it before because I've read the Bible like multiple times, but this very much hit me when I needed to hear it. And but it was a little bit hard because it did, like, when I read this, to say the secret to contentment is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And please, like, I'm not quoting, so Philippians 4, if you want to go read it for yourself, please do. I'm very much trying to just explain how I understood it, so please forgive me if I'm wrong, or I just ask for you to give me grace in this, because I'm very much learning, and I'm not trying to tell you, like, I'm not trying to tell you anything other than, like, this is my experience trying to learn. So please forgive me if just forgive me. But anyways, so this I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It was very interesting because I took it, and my understanding was that the knowledge that he could get through anything, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That he could do anything through Christ, who gives him strength to do it. And that was the answer to contentment. That he just does it. He goes through low times, he goes through high times, and he just does it. That was, like, when I first read it in the beginning, I was really encouraged. Like, at the beginning of the month, the first half of the month, I was so encouraged. I was like, yes, this is going really well and stuff like that. And I just felt like, hey, contentment just means knowing you can do it. You know, like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if things are going terribly. Doesn't matter if things are going super well. God has it all under control. And I really tried to implement that. And so, part of my contentment deals with worry and specifically with our finances and our small business. So Amy's Small World has been a blessing beyond all belief. My bag making business that I has, and it just feels like such a gift. But it is really far away from where we want it to be and where we need it to be. If we want some of our dreams to happen, it needs to grow quite a bit. And that brings a lot of worry and stress with me, because I believe all businesses, especially small businesses, they have their peaks and their valleys. And now that I've been training Eric to help me with things, that means that I have some slower times, which before I didn't have any slower times. When I was teaching ESL at university and then doing these things that, doing Amy's Small World on the side, I had zero. I had 0 moments, 0 quiet times, 0 slow times. And that was because I was doing 2 jobs at once. But now that we've really decided that this is where we want to take a chance to be able to grow this dream of ours, it's really worrisome, because this isn't the typical path. You know, it's not like we could say, like, okay, we could budget every month to save, because things are unpredictable. And that causes me a little bit of worry, and not a little bit of worry. I maybe one day I will fully get into it about what happens during the slow times of the seasons, or what had happened. But probably I'll save that for a different time. But so in the beginning of this month, we had a little bit of a slow session where I caught up on all my open orders. And I was really proud of myself, because I didn't panic. What I did instead is I really looked towards this verse for encouragement. And I really felt like, I was like, okay, let me see. Like, I was doing well, not worrying, just trying to be content. When things were busy, now let's see what I could do. And so what I did instead was I really tried to be thankful for the slow time, and I tried to use the slow time to prepare for the busy time. And it worked out really well. So soon, so I had maybe like just a couple days of slow time, and then it turned around and it got like super busy. And so when it was getting super busy, I was really thankful for that slow time, and I used my slow time well to like revive not only myself, but prepare for the storm, the order of storms that I didn't even know what was coming. And then later on in the month, another slow couple of days happened, and I did not do very well. And I took it out a little bit on my husband, which I wish I didn't, but I did, and I had to ask for his forgiveness about it. So this contentment thing, I'm glad that I found this verse, and it is encouraging, but I still need to dig more. So I feel like I made a decent start, not a perfect start, because it was like 50-50. You know, I did pretty good at one part and then not so well on the other, but it's just like, I guess it's so hard when you have dreams And then our dreams aren't even big. Like, our dreams are, it's like, I want to be able to make this business work so Eric and I can both work from home and we could have our own home. Just in a safe place. Like, I don't need anything fancy. We could have one car for our entire life. Like, I'm not, in my opinion, it feels, it's like, I don't want that much. But at the same time, as soon as I say those things, I also know, like, things are never going to make me satisfied. Like, I say, oh, that's all I wanted. But before I said these same things, like I've said before, like, oh, if I could just find the man of my dreams, and then I found a man who is better than anything I dreamed of, and now I have these new struggles because I have these new dreams. And so I know that this is going to be a long learning process, but it's just hard. There were good and bad to these months. One unexpected thing that turned out to be really good on the contentment level is actually budgeting. So I think I've been talking about this a lot on my channel, and I'm sorry, but I'm sorry if you're bored or tired of it, but learning how to budget, and learning how to budget in a way that doesn't feel like oppressive, has actually led to a sense of freedom and a sense to gratefulness. So budgeting has made me really feel grateful for the things I do have, and then for the things that I've been working for and working towards. And it's made me feel content with things that I already have. So, and I'll just take, I know this is a dumb example, but it's what's really been affecting me is I'm going to talk about makeup. So I spend a lot of time watching YouTube, and mostly it's like Disney, some vloggers that I love, and then makeup people, because I'm just super into it right now. And watching a lot of those makeup YouTube videos, and even some of the Disney, all of them, you just see people just like doing all these cool things, or they have all these things, or they're trying these different things. I was like, it looks so much fun. I want to do it too. I want to do it too, But being on a budget, can't do all these things. Can't buy makeup just on a spur of the I can't think, I'm sorry. I can't buy makeup just because I want to, like, I can't just have all the things that I want to have just because I want other things more, Specifically, we're budgeting for a Disney vacation, going to Disney World and doing a road trip to there, and that's an adventure I'm willing to sacrifice for. And so through that process, it's really made me thankful for the makeup I've already had. I've been trying to teach myself different ways on how to use what I have, or trying to use up what I have so I could justify to myself when we do have our $30 a month that we're letting ourselves have. So I really know what I want, and it's just making me really appreciate the things that I do buy, and it's making me feel content with the things that I have, because when you take a break, sometimes you realize, I don't need to do that. Another instance was Eric and I have found real contentment at eating at home, because with the exception of once a month, and then when we went up to Washington, we're having our basic thing is we're not eating out, at all. We're eating all of our meals at home. We're doing the cooking together, which has been great, and we both kind of realized, for the most part, we don't really miss it. And we're not that great of cooks. We're fine, we eat like regular people, but we really don't miss it. The only thing sometimes we'll miss is just the convenience. But you know what? I think I've really learned how to plan and prepare to do the meal prep in a way that makes it easy for us. And so we don't miss it. And so now, honestly, I feel content just eating at home. We make our own date nights where we make it a little bit special at home. And guess what? Like, we don't have to wait for a table. We don't have to get something that maybe we're disappointed with or anything like that. We don't have to get dressed and go. We could have a date night in our pajamas if we wanted to, be all cozy together. And I really learned how to find contentment in some areas. So I think for next month, November, I'm really going to try to understand contentment more, what God has to say about contentment, and really try when times get slow in the business, because honestly I'm learning how to make these bags a lot faster, so there probably will be slow times. When things get slow, not to feel like the world is ending and that my dream is over and no one's ever going to support Amy's Small World or anything like that, because I get into a tailspin about that. And so I'm really, really, really going to try to just turn to God when that happens. Like, not try to take it out on anybody, but just really look to Christ to strengthen me, as that famous verse says. Yes. So that is it. I always feel awkward after doing these videos, like, oh, here's my heart. It's so imperfect. But anyways, I really hope that this encourages somebody. Yeah, that's it. I just wanted to encourage somebody, and for somebody to see this and just feel like they are not alone. I feel like that's my number one goal with this YouTube is I want someone to see who I really am, like my real struggles, my real weirdness, my real hope and dreams, and just maybe to see something that they can connect with me in a little bit of a safer environment, because I feel like a safer environment meaning we don't really know each other, right? We don't know what, what I look like, I don't know what you look like, but I hope maybe that distance of the camera might make you feel safer in being able to maybe confront some of your own feelings that you're feeling. Because there's a lot of feelings trapped in this body. I'm sure that other people have a lot of feelings trapped in their body too. Anyway, I'm rambling. So thank you for being with me on this. I appreciate it.